So why would you even try to do dragon spells? What is the reason behind it? Why would you even do dragon spells? Most of the time when people try to do spells in Wicca community is to be together and to say thanks to the goddess. But in the Dragon's Path, we are doing it by ourselves. And we are all doing it individual. And why are we even doing this? This is a question that we have to ask ourselves. Why would we even do dragon spells? Why? Because there is only one reason actually to be with the dragon, to have the dragon by our side, to know who your dragon is, to know who the dragon gods are, and to know who your dragon eye is, or what your dragon eye is, or how it's been made of, what kind of elements there are. Questions, of course, natural questions that we have on the dragon's path. But of course, the main reason why doing dragon spells is to be with the dragon. Simple as that. And we are not in the religion, like everything is supposed to be the same, like we all do the same things. In the dragon's path we use creativity, and when I say creativity, it's all individual. So we don't have to listen to others. So I can say to you how I did it, but it doesn't mean that you are doing the same thing or your creativity says something else. Because in the end, the dragon actually wants you and your creativity and everything that is about you. So you have to show yourself to the dragon and to donate your energy to the dragon. And one of these these spells that I did in particular was something that I call the dragon's breath. You have to know something. Whenever I do a dragon ritual, I never intended to do that ritual. Sometimes I meditate, sometimes I think about the dragons, but just before I do a dragon ritual, a dragon spell, or a performance for the dragon, I am never going to plan it before it. It comes natural. And in this case, I want to talk to you something a very simple thing, and was very effective, and that was what I call the dragon's breath. A dragon's breath, most of the time when people hear about dragon's breath, they think about fire. They think about breathing fire. Whenever I see images of dragons, it's always about breathing fire. But that is wrong, because that is a demonization of the dragon. That is have been existed ever since the story of Saint George and the dragon, or maybe Fafnir even. Saint George and the Dragon was actually based on the dragon Fafnir. Fafnir, that is being born as a human being, but later on being cursed by the gold, and later on he changed into the dragon just as his soul was. But later, I just want to say that this version of the dragon, that only the dragon only knows how to breathe fire, is actually demonization, because the dragon is in fact one with all of the elements, not only fire but also water, air and earth, and even the spirit in himself. So that is why I say your dragon eye is actually based on all of the life-creating elements. With that being said, my dragon's breath, that is what I call the dragon's breath. In fact, I have my book of Dragon Shadow by my side to let myself remember what I did and how I did it, but I still remember it, how I felt it. Every time before I go to sleep, I go in front of my altar. I lit up a candle, and I just, very grateful for the dragon that to be with me. And yeah, it's not nothing actually that dragons are doing. Whenever you can feel the dragons, they moved heaven and earth and did so many things for us. So that is the smallest thing that I could do. That is giving a thanks. And in giving a thanks for your dragon, it's not, oh, thank you. No, it has to be in a more ceremonial but also creative way. A creative way so that you might donate energy to your dragon to help them to be by your side. Your dragon wants to be by your side, but they are here in spirit. They are here in energy, but it's not always easy to be by your side, or it has to do with the weather, or maybe bad time of year. Sometimes you can feel the dragon very well, but sometimes you don't. And that was the moment that I couldn't feel my dragon very well, and I didn't had many answers. Why is this? Is a dragon angry? But I sat in front of my dragon altar, I lit up a candle, and actually I was planning to go to sleep. But I was like, no, 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 you're still not done here. You have to do something. And I was like, what? And I was looking at my altar, the centerpiece. It has an image of the dragon in it. My favorite one, because that was actually the image where I was awakened with. And that image, I was looking at that image, and I was like seduced or something. I couldn't actually tell, but I felt the more I looked at the statue, the more I could feel very good, very well. It felt like in some kind of a strange way that my dragon took possession over that image, that statue. That is the reason why I say to you that statue, that image of the dragon is worth so much for me. I'm sure that I showed you this in my videos, how my dragon altar is, and the centerpiece of it, there is a major dragon in the middle of it, and that was the image that, yeah, where I was awakened with. So it means a lot for me. And I did a lot of like the ritual, this kind of rituals with this. But this was different. Every dragon ritual is different. You cannot be prepared for this. You cannot read it in books. You cannot say how it's done. You have to feel this. You have to feel everything. And that is what I felt. I felt a strange energy connecting with me whenever I put eyes on this image, something that I never felt before. And I was coming closer and closer to that image, and I was touching it, and it felt like it was some kind of an electricity over it, electromagnetic field. Or my hair stood up whenever I was close to the image, to the statue, and whenever I lit up the candle, it started to move, and that is how you can see there is spiritual activity going on. And in this case, there was spiritual activity going on. There was some kind of an energy that was also connecting with me. And I was more and more that I was looking at that image, I was more and more going into trance because of this. And actually, that felt very well. It felt good. It felt like the dragon was talking to me, but I couldn't very well understand what the dragon was saying. So I felt that I was supposed to come closer to that image of the dragon. And suddenly, I had the urge to take a deep breath. So, like, just a deep breath, looking at that image. I was holding it with my 2 fingers on the chest of that dragon. And like, I was supposed to feel the heartbeat of it, of the image. And I was like breathing out in his face, like in his nose. Like whenever I was breathing in, I hold on for a while, and I held all of the energy that I had, the power that I had, my life force that I had into that breath, into my lungs. I was holding it, and it felt like I was filling it with energy. Like you can concentrate all the energy to one place in your palm of your hands, but you can also do it here. And that is what I did at that moment. I was putting all of my energy, my life force, everything into my lungs. And from whenever I couldn't hold it anymore, I was breathing in the direction of that image, of that statue. And it was like like really for a long time. It was almost unnatural time that I was blowing into the nose of that dragon. And it felt, whenever I closed my eyes, I could see all of the kind of colors that I couldn't even understand what was going on the one hand, but on the other hand, I understand what was going on. I was giving life force and energy to my dragon, who at that moment was inside of my statue. If I told this to anyone, would declare me crazy, but that is typically on the Dragon's Path. It's a spirituality that not many people know or participate in. It's something that you need to feel. It's something that you cannot say, you have to be like this. No, it's something that you need to feel. And with every dragon ritual like this, it's the same thing. You cannot be prepared before you do it. And I was like seduced by this enormous kind of energy that was in on my altar, and I was giving all of the breath, and not because he wanted it, not I wanted him. I wanted him by my side with me, and that is also what I said inside of myself. Take my energy, take it all. And with success, I succeeded so well. That night was so powerful. I dreamt about dragons, but it was not only that. I could see my dragon in my dreams, and but also just after it, after this ceremony, this kind of ceremony happened, I felt like I was exhausted, like some kind that I just run a marathon or something like this, just like by breathing the air in his direction. And it felt like the dragon was at that moment by my side, and like the dragon was talking to me. It was that I was giving my energy to him. Can I recommend this to you? I don't know. You have to feel this. Just like every single ceremony that you do, like I said, you have to be creative. When you build your dragon altar, you have to be creative. You don't have um, to copy someone else into this. You just have to be creative and be yourself with everything that you do for the dragon. And if you really desire for the dragon to be by your side, then this is what you're supposed to do. Then it's giving energy to them, and in exchange, the dragon gives energy to you, and that is how connection forms. And that is a very well that is a night not to forget. That is the reason why I wrote this down in my book of Dragon Shadows. It was actually, whatever you do for the dragon, you cannot be prepared for it. But if you really desire to be with the dragon, it's not fake, it's really legit. Then you do something like this, and you are being led by the dragon. You love to be led by the dragon, and that is eventually what happened at that night. I was myself being led by the dragon, and that is what I actually recommend to you. This ceremony, this dragon ritual, this dragon spell that I did of dragon's breath. This is why I call it dragon's breath. It felt like I was putting my dragon energy into my lungs and giving it to him to let him be by my side with success. It felt like I could even touch him, so close that he was with me. Giving energy to your dragon because of pure desire. And that what makes us so different from religions. In religions, they don't have such a connection with their gods or their spirits. Here, no one has to tell us what to do or how to love and who to love. We know this in a natural way. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.